Hey, so this is Gareth Dyke, and in this short video presentation we're going to have a look at probably the most popular, the most well-known of the academic social networking sites, ResearchGate. Now you may be wondering, what's it all about? What's the benefit to me as a researcher if I sign up for ResearchGate? Well, I'm just going to show you in this short presentation what the inside of ResearchGate looks like, so you can make decisions for yourself about whether this platform, this site, is something that you want to get involved with. Now, many academics around the world use these tools. They network, they share literature, and they share content on these kinds of sites. So you may be wondering whether it's worthwhile getting involved for yourself. So here you have the ResearchGate site here on the screen, researchgate.net, and we're going to go in, we're going to log in. You can see here that you could join or you could log in. So if you don't have an account, you can consider making one by coming to this site, but in my case I have an account, so we're going to have a look at what the inside of ResearchGate looks like by going in as me and checking out the interior of the system. So you can make a decision about whether this is something you want to do for yourself, what the benefits are and what the downsides might be. And bear in mind that, like with any social networking tool, Facebook, anything like that, LinkedIn, you can waste a great deal of time if you want. So let's think about how we might use these kinds of tools to our advantage as academics to increase rather than decrease our productivity. Notice here's the login page. Here's the email and password. You can also log in with Facebook, LinkedIn, Google if you want. I'm not going to today. I'm just going to go in with my email address and my password into the inside of the ResearchGate site. So here's the front page of my account on ResearchGate. Home, questions, jobs. This site is a useful place if you have, for example, questions about research. You can post them here. We'll go into that tab. You can see kinds of questions, technical questions. You can start discussions, the kinds of things that other researchers are asking. Lots of content here. You can see there's jobs that are being posted down the side of this particular panel. I do not spend a lot of time in here, but I would say that it's quite useful if you have particular targeted questions, things that you want to know about. Let's have a look here at what's going on over on this side of the screen. If I click on me, right, comes up my own home page on ResearchGate. You can see here all kinds of information that I can enter if I want into the site. So there's a bit about me, languages that I speak, my disciplines here, skills and expertise that I've not added myself. These have all been added from my publications, which again, just like in ORCID and the other like researcher identification site that we looked at in a previous presentation in this series, gets uploaded automatically. So there's a short overview. I added this introduction, but other than that, I didn't add anything here. You click on the research tab, and here all of my outputs as a researcher have variously been uploaded by the site automatically. Once you sign up for one of these social networking tools as an academic, you'll start to get lots of emails from them, and you'll start to get questions being asked back to you from the site. Did you write this paper? Did you write that paper? Did you collaborate with that person? Are you working on this particular project? It does a lot of the uploading. Content gets filled in here automatically. So here you can see all of the research content, and in the case of each article, so here for example, you can see that some of the PDFs are available on the site, PDFs that get uploaded either by one of the authors on a project who's spending time curating content here on ResearchGate, or automatically you can come in, you can click, you can download a lot of PDFs that I've written in the past from the site if they're open access full text. Otherwise, you can click and you can write me a message on this system, and then I can send you my own personal copy of that particular PDF. So I think that's what most people are using ResearchGate for, as a place to collate and curate their articles, their outputs as researchers, and then share that output with other colleagues, internally through the platform or externally off the site, but at least you can come here and see what a particular author is up to, what their outputs are. I've not filled in anything here on this experience section, but you can see that you could enter your professional experience, your education, your grants, awards and scholarships, your membership and other information. Another way, of course, of keeping your resume, your CV up to date. You've got to do it yourself in this particular case, but this will be one of the sites that recruiters, academics at other universities looking at people for PhD positions, for postdoc positions, will come and look at when they want to evaluate you. So it is worth thinking about doing. You can then look at your stats, what your research interests, your reads, your citations, recommendations. It gives you some output data that you can have a look at. So here you can see that since July, my readership has plummeted for some reason. No one's reading any of my stuff at the moment. Here are the scores. You can see I've got a ResearchGate score of 42.3, a ResearchGate generated H index, which is a measure of how many papers I've written that have been cited to that extent. Basically, it's the same as an impact factor, more or less. But nevertheless, this is useful information about your research. So you can have a look here. You can also, just like on other social networking sites, you can follow other researchers, and then you'll get updates in your news feed, which I'll show you in a minute, about their research and what they're doing. So let's click here. Here are my updates. I never check this, as you can see, but there's a whole load of updates that I could be looking at here. I've also got a bunch of internal mail within the ResearchGate platform. People are writing me messages and asking for access to PDFs, access to other content. And here again you can see the requests. There's lots and lots of people that have written me requests asking for copies of my papers, and of course I haven't been checking ResearchGate, so I haven't seen any of these requests. It would have been probably easier for these people to write me an email, but there you go. Nevertheless, so that is a short introduction to the ResearchGate platform. I encourage you to have a look at it as a researcher, populate it with some of your content, follow some of your colleagues, and start building that mentorship network that of course you need to have to be successful. In particular, thinking about areas like peer review. Who are going to be the next peer reviewers for your next academic article? So this is a good site. It's worth having a look at. ResearchGate, researchgate.net. Thank you so much for listening. Have a good day.